Casey Higley is asking us, Greg, Mark, is Nebraska the biggest winner in the portal this year? Well, this portal doesn't stop. So so the rankings are going to change. If anybody has rankings, which I know that there are rankings out there for the transfer portal now. So we not only have recruiting rankings, now we've got transfer portal rankings. So you can find those out there. They practically should change by the day.
Really.
Now, my thought there is, has Nebraska been successful? Absolutely. And a lot of the guys that Greg's outlined as they have signed aren't the type guys that most college football fans, including myself, and I watch as much as anybody, are going to be like, oh, yeah, I remember seeing that guy play this game and this game and this game. We're talking about a lot of lower level FBS guys and some division or FCS guys, but that were high level players at their positions at those levels. And we all know from watching the FCS that at the highest levels, it's very competitive. Well, Samari Toure is a prime example from last year's team. So I think even though the name recognition is not high, outside of Casey Thompson, Trey Palmer, and a couple others, that they have helped themselves considerably. But in terms of being the biggest winner, oh my goodness, USC's working on that.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard. Like you said, it's never ending. And, but yeah, obviously I think USC probably tops everybody's list right now. If I see, if I have access to any of these that it looks like, and I think LSU obviously, and, a lot of these, it's funny because you got Nebraska lumped in here with a lot of schools that have coaching changes that just took place, which obviously helps. I mean, Oklahoma obviously too is doing really well in the transfer portal. So, Nebraska's got to be right up there, at least in the top 10. I would have to imagine. But I think the key thing is when you talk about that is that Nebraska did what they had to do in order to. They added a lot of veteran guys that have played and played at a high level, and guys that can come in right away and help your team out. Influx of talent that you're not usually that you're used to around here, taking this route. And I'm leaving out some of those JUCOs that are coming in as well. You're adding a lot of older guys to your roster, and I think I joked about Kansas State, but Nebraska's going to have some pretty old guys too on their roster. Casey Thompson, my goodness, is going to be 25 years old almost here coming up. So you mentioned Casey Thompson and Chubba Purdy. You add two arms in here that are going to compete. And, most people expect the job to be Casey Thompson's, but I expect Chubba Purdy not to hand it over to him and compete hard for it and, and be the better guy for doing that. And then, take over the reins after Casey Thompson leaves. So I love what they've done, adding, key pieces to rooms. Obviously the quarterback is the easy one to say, but look at what they've added at the wide receiver spot. Look at what they've added to the running back spot. You're replacing a lot of key losses. And, obviously it leaves the big question mark is the offensive line. And I think you're going to see some guys shifting around there. And, some guys have to swallow their pride. But I think it's going to be all for the better. There's going to be a lot of competition there, obviously. Getting used to the way Coach Raiola runs things in that offensive line room. And then on defense, obviously there's a gap there, on that defensive line that you lost some key players there. And, you got some guys that are going to be dependent on to step up. And you got some other guys, some newcomers that are going to have a shot here to get themselves in the rotation. And like we said, I wouldn't be surprised if they add a couple more here when it's all said and done.